I disagree. Now, for Bradley Beal, I agree he's untouchable, right? Like, I'm not putting you in a Bradley Beal deal because that's what Ben Simmons is in the deal for. So it just depends on the type of player we are getting in return. Okay, are we getting, like if Kyrie Irving wasn't a weirdo and you told me that, okay, you had to put him in a deal there to get Kyrie, you're saying no? I would tell you to check your pulse, check your basketball knowledge, because you need a star to team up with Joel Embiid, and especially a guard. Now, Bradley Beal's not you're a point guard; he's a shooting guard, so it's a little bit different. I'm not putting him in a deal for that. But he's got half a season left on his contract, so no, you don't hold those cards over my head. So it depends on the deal. Like when we talk about Damian Lillard pre-injury. He's not untouchable for Dame. Come on, guy. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain players.
I'll drive him there.
He's not untouchable for. And there's other guys I don't put him in a deal for, like Bradley Beal. No, he does not need to be in that deal. So it's all the fit and who you're getting. Like, if you're getting a top 10 player in the NBA, and it takes having to give up Tyrese, which none of us really want to do. I'm not an advocate for it. Not at all. I'm not looking for deals and saying, oh, you know what? Put Tyrese in this. Like, actually, quite the opposite. I'm trying to move Ben Simmons and Ben Simmons alone. Ralph, are you ready?
I have the video for you. Yep. All right, pick is in. How excited are you guys right now? How excited?
Dude, I'm not. I can't. Like, if it's Maxey, Maxey or Terry, I'll probably get excited because I've seen them both play a lot. So, like, I like both of them to this team, and I really like Maxey a lot. I really do. He's a better player. He's the better long-term player because he's a puppy still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ralphie, I can only be angry from here. From now until pick, I can only be angry. Okay, if that makes sense. My mood can't be raised, but it could definitely plummet.
Here we go.
You got it.
Tyreese Maxey's the pick. Let's go. That's a real
good
playmaker. Last year, what did this organization do? They said, you know what? We need wing defenders. They went out and got one in Matisse Thybulle, who we all really like a lot. What did they say this? Hey, we need shooters now. We need guys who can take people off the dribble. We need playmakers. Listen, Tyrese Maxey's that kid. You went and a young puppy too, which I'm a big fan of. Obviously works out with LeBron. This guy went 6 to midnight. All right.
I love it.
Confident kid. I really like this pick, and I think he has higher upside than what's left in this draft right now. There's some things left in this draft. I think if you really boil it down, Tyrese Maxey probably has the most upside, playmaking ability wise. What's left on the big board right now? Absolutely. And listen, he'll palm me up too. Guy's not scared to play defense, and he's 6'3", not a real tiny guy either. And he can run off the ball. He can be on the ball. To me, he can do a lot of things. And I like it a lot. And we needed a shooting guard. You know what I mean? We needed a shooting guard that, and I think all our opinion, will probably have a better career than what Josh Richardson's had so far. Fair? And Josh Richardson, solid player through his career. I think Tyrese Maxey has that ability, but way more of a playmaker offensively. Defensively, I think he has that same ability to a point, right? But offensively, I think where the kicker is. I think his offensive skill set that limit's really high. I just do. I think that ceiling's really high on his skill set offensively. He's a really good young player. He showed obviously a lot of things throughout last year and into this year. He continues to get better. But, if you're talking about a top 10 player in the NBA and Tyrese Maxey's the reason I'm not pulling a trigger, I also think I'm doing a little bit of disservice to Joel Embiid in a way. That being said, I don't think you need to put him in a deal. So, I almost think this poll is a little bit of a mute point in conversation because I don't think you have to. You really don't, because you're not shooting for those types of players. You're shooting for a Bradley Beal that's got a half a year left on his contract, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know what else they're in the conversation for, like the Halliburton and Fox. Like, no, you don't have to put Tyrese Maxey in that deal, right? Any of the deals that we've talked about outside of Damian Lillard, right? Outside of Damian Lillard, you didn't need to put him in that deal, right? So, right, if we're just talking Bradley Beal, I agree he's completely untouchable. Knock it off. His name shouldn't even be brought up, right? I think Danny Green's in that same conversation for Bradley Beal. And the only guy I would say, you know what, he can go is Matisse, and I'm really the only one to do that, not because I think Matisse's skill set is that high. It's just because I don't need to. I don't fucking need to. I'm going to give you picks and Ben Simmons, and you got a guy that's going to walk anyway. You have a guy on your basketball team that's walking regardless.
And has already told you I'm 50-50 on signing here again.
Yeah.
That should tell you he's got a foot out the door already. He's
Absolutely.
already looking ahead.
So I disagree in terms of like the gigantic landscape of it, right? Like when you talk about guys like, not saying I'm getting these guys, Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, just throwing names out, right? Like elite level playmakers that aren't like 32, 33, right? I mean, you could probably give me a ton more too at the guard position that I'm not even mentioning, right? Because there's so many. There really is around the league. There's so many of those types of players. But, you tell me like John Morant, not getting John Morant, but if I had to get it done by putting Maxey in, I got to do it, right? If I'm looking at, what was the one we talked about last night? The Shea, right? Shea Gilchrist-Alexander, right? If I got to, you're telling me, I can only get it done with put Maxey in, and people at home are going to tell me no, I'm going to tell you again, you need to slow down. Because they're the same age, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get that type of player in. All that being said, I think Tyreese Maxey has the ability to be on the level of some of these guys we're naming in terms of great playmakers, guys who can score, guys who can facilitate. I think, his quickness, his speed, his ability to get by guys, I think that's all got tremendous upside, right? That's why I'm not an advocate of trading him. And I'll say that one last time. Not an advocate. But there's certain deals you would have to say yes to. Now, in terms of Bradley Beal, last time, absolutely not. Doesn't need to be in this deal. They can get this deal done with Ben Simmons and picks. And if somebody tells me they can't, I'm going to tell you you're a fucking liar, and you just don't understand it then.